Welcome back to another episode of the Billy Goats BAAA podcast. We might even get 2 done this week instead of just 1.
We're fancy.
Pretty solid.
Okay. Just.
I think I named the last one. I named it exactly what you said I should name it. Secret beta revealed, not clickbait.
Oh, nice.
And then the description I just put, it's clickbait. It's clickbait. You got clickbaited. Got him.
What a master video.
I know, right? We're just playing our entire audience.
And I kind of feel bad for spraying beta like that on everyone's projects.
Mm-hmm. Well, how was your Saturday? It was raining actually today. Pretty crazy.
It was raining. It was very upsetting. I couldn't launch my bottle rocket.
Oh, man.
Switch. So I just launched it indoors in the hallways and kept ricocheting it off ceilings. So that was fun.
That sounds safe.
And
did you wear safety glasses?
the robotics teacher, the other kids definitely did not like the noise of my bottle rocket getting slammed into the ceiling.
It doesn't sound pleasant.
It was pretty loud. But it was necessary. Okay, lunch.
Apparently. Oh. I watched 2 movies today, and I did 0 homework.
Man, you have homework over the weekend?
Yeah, it's reading notes for history that as usual, I've been putting off for a month, so I gotta do them all tomorrow.
Solid. Switch.
I'm very good at procrastinating.
I feel like one other time we were stretching and you're like, yeah, I gotta stay up late after this to do that. Same thing.
Well, I have tomorrow to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do any tonight. Yeah, I always seem to do this.
Switch, or I guess reverse now. I remember my math teacher, a lot of kids just weren't doing homework because they weren't worth anything.
Yeah.
And we got a test every week, so you just didn't need to do homework.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week he made each homework assignment worth 25 assessment points.
Oh.
And so it tanked a bunch of people's grades.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
How's your grade doing?
Switch, I'm doing alright.
Nice.
I got all A's and a B.
Solid.
I have a B in guitar. It's so upsetting.
I have a C in Spanish.
Ooh.
But there's some.
Just need to watch more World Cup games.
There's some stuff she needs to put in though, so it should be going up soon.
Should go up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yes, today's meme.
Aren't you taking?
Sorry, go ahead.
Aren't you taking like an SAT next week? Or is that just my school?
March 14th. I'm taking the SAT at Brophy.
Okay.
Our school only administers the ACT, and we have to go outside of school to do the SAT.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I gotta start taking all these tests for college.
Well, you're gonna absolutely crush it.
Heck
Switch.
yeah. Hopefully I'll get scholarship money too. Yeah, so I'm taking the SAT March 14th. And then I believe I'm taking the ACT maybe March 31st at Sunny Slope. And then I'm doing some SAT subject tests like June 6th because those are recommended for some of the schools I plan to go to or apply for.
You're gonna go to them all.
Yeah. I'm gonna enroll in every single Ivy League school.
Get like a master's degree in the same subject at like 30 different schools.
Just gets like 20 different majors.
That'd be such a flex.
Gets multiple PhDs.
Switch.
Oh.
Bro, if you got like different scholarships to different schools, could you just go to one school, get your major there, and then go to the other school and take their scholarship as well? Get another major.
I don't know about that. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through 8 years of school. That's not very fun. I mean, I might try and go for a PhD. We'll see.
But not like twice. Okay. Vision pose.
Then you'll have to call me Dr. Ang.
Bro, did you send that V8 Dr. Ang?
Yes. Dr. Ang says, get stronger.
Dr. Ang, what's the beta? What do you prescribe?
Strong.
We need more strong.
Big muscle.
It's like that's how you talk to everyone. I'm having heart problems and back pain. You're just not strong enough.
He has a PhD, and that's all he says. Dude, that'd be such a
work
flex.
On your biceps.
Gets a PhD and doesn't use it for anything, just for using it as evidence for why people should get stronger. Because I said so.
That'd be such an insane flex.
What if I get a PhD in math and then teach a course in, like, getting strong? It's just completely...
So this is how you mathematically get gains.
Yeah. I just add, like, random numbers together, but because I have a PhD, no one can argue with me.
Basically how it works.
Every time I'm just like, okay, I have a PhD, do you have a PhD? And they're just like, no. I'm just like, that's what I thought.
You just, Dustin's like, okay, so today we're going to be doing this. And you're like, I don't think you have a PhD in mathematics. All of you are going to the show now.
Actually,
For some
no.
reason, I'm still on the youth team, but don't mind that.
Oh, yes, of course. I will. Dude, Dustin would be like in his 40s or something by the time I get a PhD.
And bro, that's pretty whack.
That is pretty whack.
Yeah, because he's like 23, I think, right now.
Yeah, he's like...
Right?
He's like...
I think he's a year older than Baker.
I think he's like 7 or 8 years older than me or something like that. That's a pretty crazy concept. Whoa. How about you, Carson? Where are you going to go to college and get your major?
I do not know. Probably any place that gives me a scholarship.
But how do you choose from all of the scholarships you're going to get?
that's ever closest to the climbing gym. Does that sound like you need to have a climbing gym?
That is true. That's why Rice looks really good, because the Momentum Silver Street is like 10 minutes away.
That's kind of fancy.
I know, right?
See, since I want to be an aerospace engineer, I get to either go to Texas Tech, or go to Caltech. So, and both of those are pretty good climbing places.
You could go to Embry-Riddle.
So, those are my...
Wasn't Ryan interested in that for a bit?
Just show up as like, okay. Switch. What?
Wasn't Ryan interested in Embry-Riddle for a bit? Like, he just learned about it, and then he was super excited about it. And then I was like, yeah, I went there. And he's like, oh, wow, really? And I was like, yeah, there was a soccer camp up there.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah. You also went, lunch. You also went to that, like, nerd camp.
What? That was so vague, Carson.
You don't remember nerd camp? The nerd camp?
No, I went to a nerd camp.
You went to a nerd camp?
Yeah, it was an engineering camp at Yale. If that's not nerd, I don't know what is, man.
Oh, wait, I forgot. That's where you met that Seattle, right?
Seattle? Yeah, I met some dude from Washington.
Oh, whatever that girl is, that was texting you. Or not texting you, you know what I mean, though.
Oh, from Chicago. Yeah, Taylor. Shout out
Chicago,
Taylor.
Seattle, same thing.
No, my lord, Carson. Yeah, no, there were people from
It's
all over the
same letter.
there were people from all over the world there, so you could have named like any part of the US and there was probably someone there from that place. And I was like, shout out Taylor, watch this podcast. I will literally tell you to watch this podcast because I'm going to snap you and say, we mentioned you, we shouted you out, you need to watch it now.
Yo, shout out to that girl.
Yeah, nice job, Carson.
I don't even remember her name.
Nice. And I'm not going to say it just to see if you pull it out sometime later. You'll figure it out eventually.
I know it started with like a T.
Did you just say G?
I remember that. T.
D?
Was it like Tyler? No, Tyler's a boy.
Ah, you're close.
Switch. Could be Tyler.
It is not Tyler.
Switch. I feel like it's like T-Y. I keep wanting to say Tillier, but that's my bio teacher.
There is a T and a Y. And the Y comes after the T sometime.
Sometimes.
Like, it's not immediately after the T.
This is complicated. Okay. I was like, I don't even know how I forgot that, because I was listening. I just, like, completely skimmed over it.
Alright, well, whatever. Let's just talk about the Slipper Slapper meme of the day.
Okay.
Today's meme was Billy Goats when La Sportiva drops their athletes. And it was the VeggieTales cucumbers saying, allow us to introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Man. That was such a good idea.
That was a good meme. I believe Taylor liked that meme. She follows us on Slipper
Dude.
Slappers. Yeah.
I was close this time, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, how are you not there?
I just needed like one more letter.
Yeah.
Thank you for the emphasis. I probably would have just not been paying attention.
I know. I was
Okay.
thinking about just saying it like really casually and seeing if you picked up on it, and I was like, no, Carson's not that subtle.
The sad thing is I would definitely miss it.
That's like, I need to show you all of the micro beta on all of your projects because you just generically know what you're supposed to do, but you just like keep saying, it's not working. And then I'm like, that's because you're not using your thumbs or something dumb like that.
Yeah. I'm really good at getting like the general idea across, but like micro beta, ugh, I suck at doing it. And so,
Like, instead of just immediately crossing to a hold, you can come in and match, or you can come into an undercling or something and stop yourself and then go into it so it's not as rough.
matching is just so natural for me. I can match anything.
I know, that is not okay. You're just like matching monos.
That's my secret.
Oh.
I'm still waiting for there to be a route with a mono so I can match.
You should match on the moonboard mono.
There's a mono on the moon board?
Yeah, it's disgusting, dude.
Well, you gotta show me that. I'm excited now.
It's like a slopey mono, like it's really bad.
I'm intrigued. Because I usually never. Switch.
Actually, I think I made a moonboard climb with that mono that I never got. It was a V8 called Pocket Protector.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
I recognize that.
the last move is so hard. I just don't think I ever got it.
Switch.
Can you hear my bones cracking through like the audio?
I heard something. I thought that was your door.
Like the snap?
That is your bones cracking.
That was my ankle like popping.
That's kind of gross.
Yeah, it seems to do that a lot when I stretch my calves. Cause like,
see, my ankles and my left hand are like the only things that don't switch. My knees love to pop. Because when I punch my fist, I can hear my joints popping, but not my left hand.
Dude, on that Friday night stretch, both sides of my hip will pop. Like, it's insane.
Alright.
I'm a crackly boy.
When I wake up, like the first thing I do is I just like get up out of bed and every joint pops.
Oh wow.
It's kind of fun, not gonna lie.
I'm sure it feels pretty good.
It does, because you're super stiff, and then I just hop out of bed and everything just... I wish it should be louder, and it's upsetting that it's not.
None of my joints pop when I get out of bed, sadly. They just pop when we
I feel
do
like
these.
Dustin was telling us. What?
They just pop when we do these stretches.
Yeah. Go still. It's so upsetting with this stretch that get really good. I keep both hands to one side and that kind of thing. And then you're able to push your legs out like one more degree and you have to restart all over again.
Yeah. It's rough.
Okay. Switch.
You know how you texted me earlier and I just didn't respond for half an hour?
And I was waiting in my bed to swap.
And I'm sorry, I should have responded. We were just watching The Greatest Showman.
And then I was putting off going to do the dishwasher and using us stretching as an excuse. Okay, wait, right to left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, okay, he must be waiting. I'll just go do it now. And the minute I walked out, you texted me.
Oh.
Kind of rough.
I'm sorry, Carson.
You should be.
I know, I've greatly inconvenienced you.
I seem to text, like, either, like, within the minute or, like, 3 days later.
I know, for real.
Switch.
Like, what was it? I think I was talking to my dad today about how I don't have Dustin's phone number. And he was like, well, why don't you have it? And I was like, I don't know. He just doesn't want us to have it, so I just DM him on Instagram. And then he was like, well, why do you think he doesn't want you to have it? And my reasoning was that because one of us would give it to Ryan, and he does not want Ryan's spam from text.
That's fair. Imagine not having Dustin's phone number going now. Okay.
I know. I think
I have it.
I'm a very responsible young man, and I deserve to have his phone number.
I have it, but I don't think he knows I have it.
I mean,
Which is the best way of having it.
I would use it to, like, text him about nationals and stuff, because he's always like, let me know how you do, and then I always just forget to DM him on Instagram because I'm, like, doing stuff. But if I had his phone number, maybe I would remember. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm, like, the best person to give it to, so I rarely ever text anyone.
Yeah, like, your phone's not even on half the time, so it's just like, I'm never going to use it.
Like, Ryan was looking at how much he uses Instagram per week, and it was like 8 hours. And I checked to see how much I use my phone per week, and it was like 6 hours.
I watch a lot of YouTube now, dude.
I like to sleep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think that's pretty solid.
That is pretty solid. You're gonna get big and strong.
I'm gonna be a big boy when I grow up.
Yeah.
Drinking all my milk.
I don't like milk.
Yeah, I don't like milk either.
Nice.
Mainly because I can't drink it. That's why I drink soy milk. It's the better option.
I don't drink any form of milk whatsoever unless it's like cheese or something.
Milk is like the sole way I get my calcium because I don't like calcium pills. So I kind of have to drink it. Kind of an animal. But I have to enjoy it, so not too much fun. Switch.
But, like, with pills, you just need to, like, swallow them really quick and then you're done in a second. What's so bad about that?
I just don't like taking pills. I don't know.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
I
take medicine. It's probably not great, but I do.
I don't know where I get my calcium because I don't drink any milk, and I cannot think of any food off the top of my head that contains calcium.
Or do you eat fish?
Oh yeah, I eat a lot of fish. Is that?
Some fish have calcium. I know salmon does.
Yeah, I love salmon, dude.
Salmon is pretty good.
Maybe that's where I get my calcium.
Awesome.
Actually, I was talking to Matt in Oregon, and salmon is actually one of his favorite foods. His favorite foods are salmon and crab legs.
Very interesting.
Yeah. You know what's really good? Costco salmon.
I don't even know if that's it.
It's the bomb, dude.
Mm-hmm. I know we just recently got some scallops.
Some what?
Scallops.
Ah. Yeah, I'm not really into like oysters and mussels and scallops and any of that stuff.
Out of that group, I only like scallops.
Mm.
See, I don't think I've tried mussels.
Actually, I don't know if I've had scallops before. I've had clam chowder before.
I have not.
Mm.
Okay. You ready?
I am ready.
Go. I don't eat, like, fish a lot of time. I think I've only done, like, not just, like, straight fish. Like, I've eaten many fish sandwiches or, like that.
Oh, like tuna fish?
Yeah. The one time I attempted that, I was at Disneyland for, like, my orchestra thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it, and I'm like, oh, wait, I need to go run and grab something. So I ran and grabbed it, and I left it, switch. And I left it with the people at the counter saying I'm going to come back, and they're like, oh, yeah, we threw it away. I'm like, oh, okay. And they want to give me a refund.
You got scammed, dude.
I really did. That's pretty much the definition of Disneyland.
Should have just grabbed it and kept going.
I should have.
Anyways. Tuna is my go-to sandwich at Jimmy John's.
Switch. That's cool.
Yeah. I like Jimmy John's, dude. That's a really good restaurant.
It is a pretty good restaurant. I think most sandwich shops are pretty solid.
Yeah, I would say so.
Switch.
Oh, have you been to Potbelly?
I have been to Potbelly. I think like once.
My go-to at Potbelly is chicken salad.
That's pretty small.
And when we went to an FBLA conference in Denver, there's a Potbelly right across the street from the hotel. So me and my boy Max, we hit up Potbelly almost 8 times during that trip, dude.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And the trip was like 4 days long.
Well, I guess they liked you as a customer.
I think so. Yeah, we just saw like the same people every day, and they're like, "Oh, you're back again." And we're like, "Yep." And we're getting the exact same thing we got the last 3 days.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid.
Dude, my boy Max and I, we know how to grub on those trips, dude.
I can already tell that you do.
One time, on the way to, I believe, Nationals, we brought so much food that we filled up one of those entire, like, security bins when you go through the airport with just, like, food. And they pulled us over. And we just had to wait as he went through every single food item that we had. And we're like, oh.
infuriating.
I know, for real. But Phoenix security's pretty chill, so it's fine. Not chill as in, like, not strict, but chill as in, like, the people are nice.
I was super upset when I got my rod put in my leg. I was so wanted it to get detected.
Oh. Did they not pull you over?
No, since it was like titanium or whatever, it didn't go off.
Oh. You're like, are you concealing a knife in your calf, sir? Or, I mean, in your thigh?
So bad.
They just give you a pat down up there every time. Dude, okay, so the move...
That'd be so cool.
The move for these trips, where, like, you have to get up early and stuff, is you buy a big box of Pop-Tarts, and you just eat those for breakfast every morning, so you don't need to get up early to go anywhere. You can just sit in your room and eat a Pop-Tart before you have to go somewhere.
Okay, very important question. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
Ooh, man. Oh, man. All I can tell you is that unfrosted Pop-Tarts do not deserve to exist.
Facts. Okay, that's it.
Oh.
Anyone who likes unfrosted Pop-Tarts are just cowards.
Okay, I just need to go off for a second about unfrosted Pop-Tarts before we end this, alright? So,
okay.
Unfrosted Pop-Tarts are the worst Pop-Tart ever. Every time I go to the store and I see them, I put them in the back of every single shelf, and I move real Pop-Tarts to the front, because those did not deserve to be seen by anyone ever, and they deserve to be thrown out. Thanks everyone for joining in to this week's Billy Goats Bob podcast. Hope you have a nice day. See you, Carson.
See you, Peter.
Bye.